Why does high blood pressure persist even when medications and salt reduction are in place? Because without the proper blood pressure diet plan, adults over 60 may be unknowingly accelerating cardiovascular decline. Welcome to Golden Aging Health. In this video, I'll introduce 3 evidence-based diets proven to help older adults manage and reverse high blood pressure naturally, including one that remains a preferred choice among cardiologists worldwide. Nearly 2/3 of seniors over 60 live with hypertension, yet fewer than half have it under control, according to the American Heart Association. While treatment often begins with medication, research confirms that targeted heart-healthy diets for seniors can significantly lower blood pressure without medication, and in many cases help reverse it over time. In Section 3, you'll also hear the remarkable case of a former television host in his 70s who reversed hypertension naturally without relying on pills. But before we get started, can you do me a quick favor? Please tap like, subscribe, so you will never miss a new video on senior health tips and healthy aging. Let's start with the first diet, one that might already be quietly supporting your health without you even realizing it.
Diet number 1, the DASH diet for hypertension. If you've ever heard a cardiologist mention the DASH diet for hypertension, it wasn't by accident. DASH stands for Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension, and it remains the most studied and recommended blood pressure diet plan in the world. Developed by the U.S. National Institutes of Health, this approach was specifically designed to lower blood pressure without medication. It focuses on reducing sodium, increasing potassium, and balancing the right portions of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, lean proteins, and low-fat dairy. According to Harvard Health Publishing, people who follow the DASH diet can reduce their systolic blood pressure by 8 to 14 points, a clinically significant drop that rivals some medications. But what does this look like in real life? Let me tell you about 72-year-old Robert, a retired math teacher from Ohio. For years, Robert was active but couldn't seem to get his high blood pressure under 145/95, even with medication. When his doctor suggested the DASH diet, Robert committed. He swapped canned soups for veggie stews, switched to whole grain bread, and started his mornings with bananas, oatmeal, and low-fat yogurt. Within 6 weeks, his blood pressure dropped to 128/82, and he reduced his medication dosage with his doctor's supervision. The secret wasn't just what he removed, but what he added. The DASH diet encourages potassium-rich foods like spinach, sweet potatoes, and beans, nutrients that naturally relax red blood vessels and reduce strain on the cardiovascular system, as noted by the American Heart Association. A long-term study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association also showed that adults over 60 who adopted the DASH approach were 38% less likely to develop cardiovascular events, including stroke and heart failure. To implement the DASH diet in your own life, start simple. Aim for 4 to 5 servings of vegetables and 4 to 5 servings of fruit per day. Choose whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, or oats instead of white flour products. Replace red meats with skinless chicken, beans, or fish 2 to 3 times a week. Limit sodium to 1,500 to 2,300 milligrams per day, especially if you already have hypertension. Many seniors ask, do I need to change everything overnight? The answer is no. gradual adjustments are more sustainable. You can begin with just one DASH-aligned meal per day. For instance, grilled salmon with steamed broccoli and quinoa at lunch. In short, the DASH diet is a highly practical and scientifically proven way for seniors to take back control of their blood pressure naturally and safely. The next approach we'll explore is another time-tested diet, offering equally powerful benefits through a distinct and heart-protective nutritional strategy.
Diet number 2, the Mediterranean diet. Among the most respected dietary models in the world, the Mediterranean diet is often praised not just for improving longevity, but for its profound effect on heart health over 60, especially for those living with hypertension. This dietary pattern originated from countries bordering the Mediterranean Sea, such as Greece, Italy, and southern France, where population studies revealed surprisingly low rates of cardiovascular disease despite high-fat intake from sources like olive oil and nuts. Unlike restrictive diets, the Mediterranean approach emphasizes variety and balance, drawing from plant-based ingredients, healthy fats, and unprocessed foods. It includes abundant vegetables, leafy greens, tomatoes, onions, and garlic, fruits such as berries, citrus, apples, and grapes, whole grains like barley, farro, brown rice, and whole wheat pasta, legumes including chickpeas, lentils, and white beans, healthy fats, especially extra virgin olive oil, nuts, and seeds, moderate portions of fish and seafood, 2 to 3 times per week, small amounts of dairy, poultry, and red wine, optional in moderation. But what makes it effective for blood pressure control? Research from the National Institute on Aging and Mayo Clinic shows that the Mediterranean diet is high in antioxidants, fiber, and omega-3 fatty acids, all of which reduce arterial stiffness, lower LDL cholesterol, and improve blood vessel function. These effects together contribute to lowering blood pressure naturally. A 2022 meta-analysis published in the journal Nutrients found that seniors who followed the Mediterranean diet experienced an average drop of 6.2 millimeters Hg in systolic pressure and reduced cardiovascular risk by nearly 30% over time. This makes it not just a diet to lower blood pressure, but a lifestyle model proven to enhance senior wellness. So, how can you begin incorporating this plan into your routine? Start by making one Mediterranean-inspired meal per day. For breakfast, a bowl of oatmeal topped with berries, walnuts, and a drizzle of olive oil. For lunch, whole grain pita with hummus, cherry tomatoes, olives, and leafy greens. For dinner, grilled salmon with roasted eggplant, quinoa, and lemon herb dressing. It's also important to cook more meals at home, using olive oil instead of butter and seasoning with herbs like basil, oregano, and thyme instead of salt. Unlike diets that eliminate entire food groups, the Mediterranean style encourages enjoyment of meals with others, which has also been shown to reduce stress, another contributor to high blood pressure. Do you already enjoy Mediterranean-style meals, or are you curious to try them? Share your favorite recipes or questions in the comments. I'd love to hear what's on your plate. While the Mediterranean diet emphasizes balance and enjoyment, our final approach takes things one step further by focusing entirely on whole plant-based foods that support blood pressure and metabolic health at the cellular level.
Diet number 3, whole food plant-based diet.
Could removing meat, dairy, and oils from your plate actually lower blood pressure faster than medication? Surprisingly, for many seniors, the answer is yes. The whole food plant-based diet is now widely supported by cardiologists and aging specialists as a highly effective approach to not only control high blood pressure, but in many cases, reverse it. This dietary strategy focuses exclusively on unprocessed plant foods, vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, nuts, and seeds, while eliminating animal products, added oils, and highly refined items. This approach avoids calorie counting and carbohydrate restriction altogether, focusing instead on nutrient-dense, high-fiber foods that help regulate blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and support vascular health naturally. A compelling example comes from my old friend Susan, a 68-year-old retired nurse from Arizona. For years, Susan struggled with stage 1 hypertension, prediabetes, and chronic fatigue. Even with 2 medications, her blood pressure remained around 150/90 millimeters Hg. After a minor health scare, Susan switched completely to a whole food plant-based diet. She removed red meat, dairy, and oils, instead cooking with lentils, steamed kale, sweet potatoes, and quinoa. Her snacks were fruit and unsalted nuts. After just 8 weeks, Susan's blood pressure fell to 123/78. Her A1C improved by half a point, and her joint pain nearly disappeared. Her doctor reduced her medication, and Susan now walks 30 minutes daily with renewed energy. This outcome is not unusual. A clinical trial published by the American College of Cardiology reported that older adults who adopted a plant-based diet saw systolic pressure drop by 10 to 15 millimeters Hg in as little as 90 days, even without changing their medications. So how does this diet work? Whole plants are naturally rich in potassium, magnesium, nitrates, antioxidants, and fiber, all of which are essential for softening artery walls, supporting kidney function, and reducing stress hormones. Removing saturated fats and cholesterol found in meats and dairy reduces inflammation and allows the arteries to widen and flow more freely. If you're ready to experiment, begin gradually. Start with 1 plant-based dinner per day, such as lentil stew with spinach and brown rice. Replace dairy milk with unsweetened almond, oat, or soy milk. Batch cook beans and grains to simplify meal prep for the week. Many older adults report increased energy, better digestion, and improved sleep after just a few weeks. Plus, this dietary pattern supports weight control and blood sugar stability, both vital for aging well. Ultimately, a whole food plant-based diet stands among the most effective strategies to lower blood pressure naturally, especially when supervised by a healthcare provider. It's more than a dietary change. It's a transformation in how the body restores and protects itself. Have you ever tried going plant-based, even for a few meals? What changes did you notice in your energy or blood pressure? Share your experience below. Your story could inspire someone else. Hypertension may be common after 60, but it is not inevitable, and it is not irreversible. Today, we explored 3 of the most powerful dietary strategies to support senior heart health. The DASH diet, which focuses on balanced nutrients, especially potassium, to bring blood pressure down naturally. The Mediterranean diet, which adds antioxidant-rich ingredients and healthy fats to protect the heart with flavor and tradition. And the whole food plant-based diet, which removes harmful fats and cholesterol entirely, and in many cases reverses high blood pressure at the root. Each of these approaches is backed by decades of scientific evidence from institutions like Harvard Health, Mayo Clinic, and the American Heart Association. But more importantly, they are working in real lives every single day. Whether you start small or go all in, the key is action. Because the best time to protect your heart is now, and your next meal could be a turning point. If you found these tips helpful, give this video a like and subscribe for more natural ways to stay healthy as you age. No meds needed.